The rod on which you can see the globe, students. The rod on which the globe spins represents the earth axis. The axis is the imaginary line passing through the earth's center on which it spins. Students who are doing this scribbling, okay, so map. Yes, a map is a drawing of the whole part or the earth surface on a flat surface such as paper. So maps can be drawn on the surface of paper. They give us detailed explanation about the countries, cities. Even they give the description about the location area, temples, rainfall, forest. Map give us detailed explanation, students. So maps are more useful than globes. See, with the differentiation between the map and globe, it can be how maps are more advantageous. Maps can be folded and carried easily to different places. Maps show small areas in great detail. A map is a drawing of whole or the part of the earth on a flat surface, students. Map has a flat surface. Map gives us information about the places on the surface of the earth in greater details than globe. The large and globes, if they are larger, more difficult to carry from place to place. Yes, globes, they are very heavy and big in size, so they cannot be carried from one place to another. We cannot see all the places on globe at the same time. We have to rotate the globe, but with the help of map we can see everything together, while globe shows only that what actually looks like. Globe is round in shape like a ball, and maps are on the flat surfaces. Globe is a small model of the earth, a miniature of the earth, but maps gives a detailed information about the surface of the earth, students. Now, different types of maps can be put together in a book called Atlas. Yes, you all know Atlas, you have seen Atlas. So, Atlas is a book of different types of maps. Maps that show small areas such as street, house, or a room in detail are called as plans. Students, you know, this word has map has come from the Latin word mappa, which means a napkin. Students, the word maps has come from the Latin word mappa, which means a napkin. This word was used because, like a napkin, a map can be folded easily. Yes, it can be kept in the pocket also. So, the word mappa has been used as a map, students. It's clear? The map word has come from the word mappa, which means a napkin. As napkins can be folded, can be kept anywhere in the pocket itself, same way the maps can be folded and kept in a pocket also, students. So this was about the maps. Now color schemes. Different color schemes are followed in the map, and these color schemes are universal. Universal why? Because same color schemes are used throughout the world. It's not like that in Indian map only we uses blue color for water, yellow for deserts, white for snow covered areas. It's not that. Same colors are used throughout the world. Same colors are used by African countries, American countries, Any of the countries of the world, they use same colors. So these color schemes are called as universal color schemes. Now, the blue color. Blue color stands for water bodies such as oceans, seas, rivers, lakes, etc. Brown. Brown color is used to show mountains, hills, plateaus. Yellow color. Yellow color shows the hot deserts. They show the cropping area also. White color. White color is used to show cold deserts, snow-covered areas. The green color. Green color is used to show plains and lowlands. So this was the color scheme used in different maps. Now students, different types of maps. There are large scale maps, small scale maps also. The large scale map is one in which a given part of the earth is represented by large area on the map. Students, a large scale map is the map in which given part of the earth is represented by large area on the map. Large scale maps generally show more detail than small scale maps. Large scale maps generally show more detail than small scale maps because at large scale map there is more space on the map in which to show features. Large scale maps are typically used to show site planes, local areas, neighborhoods, towns, etc. Students, so large scale maps are typically used to show sites, plains, local areas, neighborhoods, towns, etc. So, in short, we can say that large scale map is one in which given part of the earth is represented by a large area on the map. You can see this example of this. Large scale maps covers only small area, but it shows lot of detail for that area. Yes, if you want to study about Rajasthan, so we'll go for the map of Rajasthan. It will give us detailed explanation. But if we are going on the map, we are studying the map of India, and in there we want Rajasthan, so it will not give. So for that we want the large scale map of Rajasthan. Okay, students. Now next, small scale maps. Small scale map is one in which given part of the earth is represented by small area on the map. This small area is shown on the map. Small scale maps generally show less detail than large scale maps, but cover the large parts of the earth. Maps with a regional, national and international extents typically have small scales such as 1 is to now. Small scale map shows large area of the earth with very little. Yes, if you are, we can take here the example of same India's map, and it gives a small information about the each state. But if you want the information for a particular state, then we have to go for large scale maps, which gives particular state explanation. And with the help of India's political map, it gives in brief small areas. So students, this was about the large scale maps and the small scale map students. Now students, will study about the essential components of map. Essential components of maps. They are, see, map reading is a specialized job. It requires knowledge of various symbols and spellings. So there are 6 essential components of map. First is title. A map without title is just like without a way without signboard. Means if the map is not having title, so how can we, for example, just the map is shown and there is not written anything. So it's difficult to find out what type of map it is, what content it's having, what things it's showing. So a map should have the title. Nobody knows where it leads to. So, title conveys to the reader the theme of the map and what has been represented. So, In a map, title is more important. It is also essential part of the map. The next is scale. A small distance on the map represents a large distance. A small distance on the map represents a large distance on the ground. Scale is the ratio between distance on the map and the corresponding distance on the ground. So students, scale is a ratio. Yes, scale is the ratio between distance on the map and the distance on the ground. Now the next feature is key or legend. Keys. Key tell us about the various signs or symbols used for representation. Yes, as we have gone through the color schemes, same way we have the symbols also. Different symbols are used for showing different things on the map. For example, symbols for temples, educational institutions, hospitals, railway tracks, rivers, mountains, plateaus. The symbols help to avoid cluttering of the map with too many details. They also make reading and understanding of a map easy. Yes, with the help of key or legends, it is easy to understand the map. A key can be given either on the left side or on the right hand side of the map students. So you can find, if you have curtain page students, you can find on the left or right hand side what key symbols are used in the map. See, for this you can take the example of maps which is given on your book also. See, you can take on page number 169. It is given, see the key legends. This is, a box is made in that it's shown which color is showing what things. Now, the another important component is map projection. Map projection. It is actually required for the transfer of network of latitudes and longitudes. Why it is required? It is required for the transfer of network of latitudes and longitudes to enable exact location of places. It is also called grid or gratitude. Interval can be adjusted as per the requirements or the choice of map. Intervals can be adjusted as per the requirements or the choice of the map maker. Direction. Without direction, a map cannot be misleading. Direction is shown with the help of small arrow pointing towards the north, with the north written on the top of the map. The north line gives us the four cardinal points on the map. Yes, students. See, without directions, map is also useless. Directions are more important, and it is how it is shown. The direction is shown with the help of small arrow pointing towards the north, and if it is written and if we get the north direction, it is easy to find out the rest of the directions. Students, now about the next one more is left, conventional signs. There are standard signs and symbols that are internationally accepted to depict certain features on the map. Students,